joke text. I love
Good joke.
I love the joke. You're good with
Good one, Kevin.
You're hilarious, Kevin. You keep it up.
Early break from 6 to 8 every weekday morning on 93.7 The Ticket. It's time to go one-on-one with DP. Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Here is your host, Derek Pearson, brought to you by Canopy Street Market.
Boom. Let's get it. You know how we do one-on-one Wednesdays. And you can be a part of what we're doing. Starter Heyman text line, 402-464-5685. If you've got questions, comments, opinions, and you want to meet the guest. This is another one I keep telling you. Jump live on the video streams, Facebook, YouTube, X, and Allo Fiber Cable, channel 961. If you want to see what's going on, put a face to the name. Because today we're going – I've made a point in my time here that in giving an explanation of how amazing Nebraska athletics is, that sometimes we miss the layup in that these programs bring some of the great young minds to Lincoln, Nebraska, but it also brings the world's best athletes to Lincoln, Nebraska. And it doesn't always get told because I know the majority of media time is spent on football. God bless them. But the Olympic programs are exceptional, and they're winning. And it's being done in silence and in the dark, and we're going to break that. That has to change. That would be my mission for 2025 is to give the Olympic sports as much exposure as possible here in Husker Nation. In the middle of it, this is the mothership, and we understand it. That 18 hours a day, we have time. And today it is a blessing. We finally get to bring him in. Listen, Nebraska tennis has gone through a transition. And I think we've missed the layup in that the country's best athletes and coaches decide to coach at Nebraska. This has happened again. Let's welcome Peter Kobelt, head tennis coach for the Huskers, to 93.7 The Ticket. Coach, thank you for doing this.
DP, thanks for having me. This is cool. First time down here. It's you got an amazing place down here.
It's amazing in that a part of the move from 48th to O Street was access and giving coaches and athletes the freedom to just walk down the street and tell their story. And there's so many great stories. First of all, each of these programs is a great story. All of the coaches who coach there are great stories. Like, nobody gets to University of Nebraska without going through some stuff.
For sure.
Right? And having successes. And so we want to take time, and today we're going to do several things in this hour. An introduction to the head coach, an introduction to some of the players, and tell their stories of where they are from every corner of this earth. And then we're going to push you and drive you to go see them live at one of the better tennis facilities in the country. You may not know that because you may not have been there yet. Well, we're going to fix that. We're going to get you down to watch this tennis program, and it's a winning program, and folks don't know. So, Coach, let's go through. I always ask people, no coach gets here without going through some stuff. You got to have some people who supported you and kind of clear the path. And whether it's parents or coaches, you have people who loved on you to get you here. So who are those people for Coach Kobelt?
For sure, yeah. I mean, I think it starts with my parents, my family. My mom, she's a nurse, now a doctor, and she was always at the hospital as a kid. And luckily my dad, he's a tennis coach, so it was super easy to go to work with Dad. I didn't want to go to the hospital, that's for sure. I went once and that was enough. She had a tough job in the hospital, so I was like, yeah, it's more fun going to work with Dad. So, you go to the club and you play tennis all day. So that's more or less what I did all summer. And I grew up playing a lot of sports. My parents were super open to me playing a bunch of sports. I played basketball all the way until I was 18. I started on my varsity basketball team in Columbus, Ohio, and And tennis is just in our family. It's been in our family. We grew up playing tennis. My sister, actually, ironically, she's the women's assistant coach here at Nebraska. So this is a family affair here. I came and I was like, hey, she was asking about. I was like, this place is great, and she got the assistant job here. And my parents are coming in town this weekend. They love Lincoln. It's starting to turn into home for the entire family now. So
I see a Kobelt family show in the future.
let's do it.
Yeah, like I absolutely see telling those stories. To not bury the lead, but Peter is 6'7", and it is a legit 6'7". So when you tell me that you play basketball, so was that an option too? Was that one of your real loves?
Well, growing up, I loved playing I love the team environment. High school tennis, you can maybe get your best friends to come out and watch you, but you play high school basketball and you're playing in front of all, a crowd. You got the away fans, you got all your home fans, you got a student section. They dress up for each game differently, like different, crazy environments. I loved that part of basketball. I loved being a part of a team. And there was a point where I just knew I wasn't going to be able to play at the highest levels of basketball, and I was able to do that in tennis, and I loved tennis too, and I think that's what drew me to college tennis and ultimately college coaching, was that team aspect, being a part of something bigger than yourself. And at the end of the day, you play to win, and you want to win, and you love playing in front of people, in front of the biggest crowds and the biggest environments, and that's what we're trying to build here at Nebraska, trying to build that Nebraska tennis program up to that height.
Most people would, when thinking of collegiate tennis, would think of the individual, and you speak of this fully in team. And that's got to be a huge bridge to cross and to get athletes to buy into that. It's not just about me, it's about we. And we use it as a cliche, but I would think that is a big part of it. And you grew up in what some people would say is a triangle of death.
Yeah.
Right. That Columbus, Ohio is for Nebraska fans. There's a visceral reaction to that. But I would ask you to tell the benefits of growing up in a college town, because Lincoln and Columbus are both college towns at heart.
Yep.
And both want and aspire to think of themselves as a big city. But that university did things for you. Tell me about the positives, the wonderful things that Ohio State did for you.
It was amazing. Obviously, I was born in Cincinnati. We moved up to Columbus when I was like 2 years old, and I lived in Columbus. And my parents still live there. Just a ton of friends, a lot of family in Ohio. But I learned a lot there. Obviously, growing up as a kid, I was obsessed with Ohio State football and Ohio State basketball.
Mm-hmm.
My mom, every time Ohio State lost, I would cry. And my mom stopped telling me when the basketball games would be on because she didn't want me to ruin the night again. So I'm at Scooney Penn, Michael Redd, Greg Oden, Michael Conley. I used to try and bounce the ball behind my back like Scooney Penn did when he was at the free throw line. He'd throw it like backwards around his head between his legs. And, it just shaped my life, for so long. And then being able to go to Ohio State, accepting a scholarship there, being able to play at the school that I grew up loving, like it sounds like cliche, but that's what you dream about doing when you're that age. So it was a huge role. It played a big part in what I'm doing now.
So you've watched football games in two of the great football meccas.
Yep.
Right. To come here to Memorial, the Horseshoe is its own vibe, its own universe.
Mm-hmm.
Right. What are the things that those two places have in common?
The people. 100%. It's the fan base. They're both extremely loyal. They're both crazy. They both want success. But at the end of the day, they love Ohio State and they love Nebraska. And it doesn't matter if it's 10 degrees outside. It doesn't matter if it's 100 degrees or if it's raining or if it's snowing. Like, the stadium's going to be full and the people are going to be passionate and they want to win. So I mean, but really it's about the people. Both when you're I feel like when you're in a college town and the weather is not great and there's this and there's that, there's the passion comes through the universities, and both schools have that.
We are in a first sit down with Nebraska's head tennis coach, Peter Kobelt. And full disclosure, I often say this when coaches and athletes come in, that there's zero chance that we can cover everything we want to cover in the course of an hour. So it's the building of relationships. They're letting people know that, first of all, this incredible young man is leading this program. And you did a thing with this program, and we'll get back to your own personal journey. But to take a program that was struggling and lead it and flip it into a 17-10 program is a monumental, epic amount of work. What was it? First of all, why did you choose Nebraska? And then two, what was the thing that you had to determine first to change this into a winning program?
Yeah, so I think my journey was unique. Obviously, I'm 34. I think I'm the second youngest head coach in the Power Four. And I came to Nebraska. Obviously, the previous head coach, Sean Mimey, he was I considered him more of a mentor of mine, and I knew him well. But he took me in, and I was like, look, I took a visit here, and I saw the facilities. I saw the passion. I saw the people here, the community here, and I was like, this is a diamond in the rough tennis program here, sleeping giant. And I was like, there's a real opportunity here, and not every coach that I spoke to said that about Nebraska. And I got here, and I was like, why? Like, I don't get it. I see it. Like, what don't people see here? So I don't know if it's just people that haven't been here, they don't see it, or they don't know. But that was the real thing that drove me here. I was at the University of Kentucky before here. I was the volunteer assistant coach, and we had a lot of success there. My last year, we lost in the finals of the NCAA tournament. So obviously, my time at Ohio State, we were very successful there. And then as that was from a player standpoint, but also now having the experience as a coach to see like what it takes as from a coaching staff standpoint at Kentucky to play at the highest level. I feel like I really truly understand what needs to be done and the path that we need to go down to have success. And obviously, as a coach, you learn new things every single day. Your players are learning new things every single day. But I feel like we have endless opportunity here. We can do anything that we want to do.
You mentioned the facility, and the facility matters.
Sure.
We often talk like the difference, the kind of balance between facility and athlete. That there has to be a balance. One is required to get the other. No point of having a great facility if you can't fill it with wins and production and development and all those things. And it's really hard to recruit to that. You recruit to the entire world. Yep. Let's go a little bit into where these athletes, where the current Husker roster comes from, because you have brought the entire world to Lincoln, Nebraska.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, we tennis is I think it's the second or third largest sport in the world. So, a lot of schools are looking all over the planet to try and find players, and college tennis presents an opportunity where you can continue to study and play tennis, where overseas you have to pick when you're 18 years old whether you want to be a professional or if you want to go to school. So college tennis kind of gives you both the best of both worlds. So yeah, we look everywhere. One of our captains, Anton Sheps from Hamilton, New Zealand, and I just finished up an individual lesson with a boy from Moscow, Russia. We have a boy from Finland, two guys from Germany, Buenos Aires, Argentina, Spain, and we're obviously that's all the corners of the world, but there's a lot of great players here in the States, and I think you have to continue recruiting both, but international piece is a big part of tennis, and not just here, but all over college tennis.
You're like, you don't understand how goosebump friendly I just got. And the idea, trying to imagine the sales pitch in recruiting. It's one thing to get a kid from Council Bluffs to come to Lincoln.
Sure.
It's a whole nother sales marketing pitch to get somebody from Australia, New Zealand, Russia to come to Lincoln, Nebraska.
Yep.
How is that happening?
Yeah. So the first thing you have to do, which most people don't know, is you have to convince that athlete to go to college tennis first, because unlike college football or basketball, where you have to play college, for a little bit of time in order to get drafted.
Yeah.
you can just choose to go pro whenever you want at any age in tennis. So you don't have to play college tennis to be number one in the world. Carlos Alcaraz, Rafael Nadal, Roger Federer all didn't play college tennis. So you don't have to. So there's that. And then you also have to convince them that Nebraska is the right spot for them. And then, and that's not easy either. Obviously, every school has their challenges recruiting, but that's where we lean on our facility. That's where we lean on our academics and our athletic department. That's where, we're the 8th largest athletic department in the country. Like, this is big time college athletics. Like, this is the real deal. This is the University of Nebraska. There's history, there's people, there's everything here. And my job and our job as a coaching staff is to figure out how to get that out there when we're talking to recruits. So I think it starts with your passion, and I think it starts with work ethic and talking to as many kids as you can, agents, all the above. There, it's not easy. It's highly competitive, but that's the part I love. If it wasn't like that, it wouldn't be any fun. So,
Coach, what's the pitch to get these athletes who a lot of tennis programs are coastal, right? It's good weather.
Yep.
Good weather matters.
Sure.
When it comes to that, baseball and softball struggle with some of the same issue.
Sure.
What's the pitch and sell for you to get people to come from all over the world to this little place in the middle of the country with weather that isn't always ideal for the sport that you play?
Yeah. So one of the first things I do, I'm very upfront with the recruits. I'm like, hey, if you're looking for the beach and the parties and the nice weather, Nebraska is not the place for you. We play indoor tennis half the time of the year. So let us know right now if that's what you want. And then if it is, then that's the end of the recruiting pitch. So we kind of try in our recruiting process, we have parameters and we have things that we're looking for in each recruit. And then once we start communicating with them, we start to kind of like work our way through the recruiting process. And then once we find a couple guys that we really like, we know it, and we push hard into those spots. And I think I have a pretty good idea of what we're looking for here. This is Lincoln, Nebraska. This is the University of Nebraska. Everything that's here comes from hard work, blue collar people, agriculture out there, farming, working with your hands, hard work. So those are the types of kids that we want to recruit here. And I think once, we talk to them, they hear the passion from the coaching staff, they starting to see how we're doing better with our results. And then we get them on a visit and they see everything here. They're like, okay, like I can see myself coming here. So
you had the blessing of playing at a high level and then continuing forward. How much of that is a part of the pitch and sell to get folks here?
Sure. I think when you're talking to kids from the other side of the world and you're on that first FaceTime call, there's a sense of trust already that like, hey, I'm 34 years old. I played professionally against some of the guys that are top 100 in the world right now. And I know exactly what you need to do to play at that level. So I think there's a sense of like, okay, like before that kid jumps on the call with me, he's like, okay, like whatever this coach is saying, like he probably knows because he's been there. So there's a sense of trust or connection, a small one. I think there's a lot that goes on top of it, but it opens the door at the beginning of the recruiting process. So
I think through all of it, and this is part of why you and I were talking before we went live, and a part of what I think we can help you with is just getting these stories and getting this information out here, because I can guarantee you these aren't conversations that most of the listeners have heard. Sure. They don't know the process for tennis. They don't know the athletes. They may not know you. They're going to know you because you're worthy of it. And there's so much gold to what you're saying that it's going to help explain some of the other sports as well. Plus, he's a sports fan, and that certainly doesn't hurt. Peter Kobelt, head coach, Husker Tennis. We'll throw it to break when we come back. I want to go up and down this roster.
Let's do it.
To give people some insight about who these young people are, where they come from, and where they're going, what the ceiling is for them. And then we'll talk about the facility, and then there's a date coming up that we need to get busy and active on. We'll figure out how we're going to fill up that arena so that, it shows what Nebraska is really about. They need 500 fans. I think we can get there. DP, one-on-one, the ticket.
Download our app by searching 93.7 The Ticket in your app store. You're listening to One-on-One with DP on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Stop asking your friends if they're hosting a party this Sunday and come for the real party instead. Join 93.7 The Ticket for the big game at Wings and Rings at 68th and O this Sunday and walk away with great prizes just for showing up. Why worry about making a great spread of food for the game at your house when you can enjoy all the great wings and more at Wings and Rings? It's the big game party with 93.7 The Ticket at Wings and Rings this Sunday at 68th and O.
Water heater gone? Call Bryant. The price you're quoted is the price you'll pay. And in most cases, same-day replacement. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. 467-1111.
93.7 The Ticket. Fox KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today. Chance of freezing drizzle throughout the day. Otherwise, cloudy skies. Matching high near 34. Tonight, decreasing clouds with a low around 23. And tomorrow, we'll see mostly sunny skies. A light breeze with a high near 45. I'm meteorologist Kyle Buck from 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. If you're in Seward or Milford, listen up. Select Plumbing is now servicing your area with no trip charges from Lincoln. Select Plumbing works on a variety of issues for your home and business, including general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate, 402-560-6197. It's not just Lincoln, Waverly, and the surrounding area anymore. It's also Seward and Milford with no trip charges. Contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait. Apply now.
Garage doors can break down or quit working at the worst times. At Doors Plus, they understand that a broken garage sometimes means repair and not replace. Sometimes, all you need to make your door like new again is a few bolts, realignment, or even a new balance. Trust the pros at Doors Plus to handle your garage door repair the right way so you can get on with your busy schedule. Visit them online at doorsplusllc.com or give them a call at 402-590-5800.
Have you heard about Advanced Medical Imaging Surgery Center? Located at 7555 Pioneers Boulevard, Advanced Medical Imaging Surgery Center offers compassionate, patient-focused care and provides outpatient surgery services, making it possible to have non-emergency surgery and return home the same day. Advanced Medical Imaging Surgery Center specializes in cardiology, vascular radiology, orthopedics, pain management, and much, much more. Give them a call today at 402-261-1085 or online at amimaging.com.
Husker fans, join Nebraska Women's Hoops as they face Michigan on February 6th at 7 p.m. Get ready for a full day of action as women's basketball is joined by other Husker teams to celebrate National Girls and Women in Sports Day. Arrive early for a meet and greet with Nebraska women's teams including soccer, tennis, track and field, swim and dive, and more. The meet and greet starts at 5:30 p.m. in the North Concourse. Get your tickets now. You won't want to miss this matchup in PBA. For event and ticket information, go to huskers.com/tickets.
Opportunity can knock at any moment. When it does, you can't afford to miss a call. That's why you need a business phone system that gives your team the flexibility to answer anytime, anywhere. Whether you're working from the office, at home, or on the go, we make it easy to equip your business with the right tools for smooth, professional call handling. We enhance the efficiency technology provides while putting people first in all we do. That's why we meet your business right where you are by offering customized office technology solutions that meet your specific needs. Hamilton Business Technologies, real people, real technology solutions. Learn more at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
If you don't have Valentine's Day plans this year, strike up some romance at Madson's Bowling and Billiards. Head to Madson's on Friday, February 14th for the first ever Love on the Lanes, a live stage front dating show like Lincoln's never seen. The show is free, live on the bowling lanes with audience participation, hilarious Q&As, and unexpected twists. The show is free, but reserve VIP seating by emailing Sarah at madsonslincoln.com. Come for the love, stay for the laughs, and leave with memories or a match on Valentine's Day at Madson's.
You're listening to One on One with DP, brought to you by Canopy Street Market on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
The Huskers men's tennis program currently sits at 4-2. And there's an opportunity. We were talking to Coach, and he threw a number at me that made my head spin a little bit. This Friday at 6 o'clock, Baylor. The Baylor Bears are coming to Lincoln. And if you tell me that the Dillon Tennis Center holds how many people? What's the capacity?
Let's find out. I think I don't know the exact number, but I think it's if you're just in the seatings, you're probably looking at between 400 and 600 people.
And what's the biggest crowd that's ever been there, to your knowledge?
I think it's around 250 people, maybe 250 people.
Which, let me be clear, we have to do better. We have to do better. So what I'd like to offer is for a family, if you've got a young athlete, male or female, in your family, and you're looking for something to do, and I want to give them kind of a VIP experience, right? To come down and meet you, come meet the tennis players, take some pictures, do that sort of thing. Can we work? Can we do that?
Absolutely.
So here's what we're going to do. And we've been real simple. All you have to do is name on the text line, just text it that, you know what? I'm a VIP. Because we're going to let you come down, meet the athletes, meet coach, talk, take pictures. If you got little ones that would love that sort of thing, and I don't care how big your family is. And here's what I also know. There are a lot of youth athletic clubs, who are looking for this type of event to bring a team of young people, young athletes to it. I think that would be another opportunity. So if you're a coach and you have a team that you would like to bring to an event and have them get some sort of VIP exposure, just text it on the text line and we'll see what we can work out for you. Peter Kobelt, Husker Tennis. And to give people a reason why they should come and support Nebraska tennis in person. One, the tickets are free. Tickets are free.
Yep.
No matter how big your family, tickets are free. Break down what a home tennis match looks and sounds like for the listener who's never been.
Yep. So I would say you turn on tennis on TV and you watch, and the fans are sitting there and they clap after the point, and it's very, I don't know what the right word is, like polite or
the
like
tennis
proper
etiquette. Yeah, the tennis etiquette is its own thing.
Sure. So you come to a tennis match and it's a 360 or a 180. It's loud, and the guy, everyone on the teams are screaming. There's tension going back and forth between the teams. Sometimes the coaching staffs, there's line. You got to call your own lines in college tennis. So sometimes there's questionable calls and the umpires, and it's just it can turn into a whole different type of environment that can be very hostile. So you're coming into potentially a different environment than you would normally see in tennis. But you start with doubles. So there's 3 doubles matches that go on at first, and that's probably the most high energy part of the match, which is fun because it's the very beginning. And the team that wins 2 out of 3 out of those doubles matches gets 1 point. After that, there's a 5-6 minute break in between, and then you have 6 singles matches that go out, and each singles match counts as 1 point, and it's the first team to 4 that wins the match. So you got you get to see doubles, and you also get to see singles, and the matches can be absolutely insane. So
it doubles, there's 3 matches going on at the same time.
Yep.
And then the singles, 6 matches going at the same time, or
Yep.
three and three?
Six at the same time.
6 at the same time.
So you can, if there's one guy you like to watch, you can go watch him, or then you can say, hey, that guy looks pretty good down there too, or oh, they're screaming down there, let's go walk down there, or whatever it might be. So your eyes are constantly moving back and forth. You can feel the energy. What's great about college tennis is it's an individual sport, but you know, the energy that the guy in court 3 brings, you know, the guy on court 6 all the way down to the other side of the facility can feel his energy, and the energy that goes in between the players and the team. And that's what truly makes college tennis special, is that you can be on a totally different court, but you can play an impact on a court all the way up down at the other side of the facility just by bringing good energy. So
my first high school tennis match was in Houston, Texas.
Nice.
And it was at a private school, and my goodness, it was on fire, and I was caught off guard. You mentioned that coaches sometimes can get vocal, and there's a little vibe going on. I'm stunned at how much the coaches give it to each other.
Yeah.
Come on, what's that about? Talk to me.
Sure, it's just competitive, you know. There's the margins are so small, just like every other sport. You know, it's about, you know, having a good process and then executing that process. You know, that's coach talk, but that's just the truth. But you know, when there's a bad line call and the head coach sees it, or the coach sees it, and they say, hey, I saw it out to you, like, come on, man, you know, and it's a big point, and you know, the tensions get high. Luckily, the head coach at Baylor is a great guy. I have a great relationship with him. You know, that's not how he coaches his team. So I expect it to be a clean match on Friday night, but you know, you never know. You never know. And you know, my job is to put our team in the best position to win. If that comes at me having to step up and you know, yell and scream, you know, I might have a baby face, but I can get angry.
At 6'7", I can't imagine that all the college coaches are 6'7". I think you're looking down on most of them, right?
Well, yeah, you know, sure. Tennis is a game dominated by a bunch of guys that are 6 foot, so
right.
I might have chose the wrong sport. I should have maybe stuck with basketball, but no, look, it's just hot, top of the end college athletics. You know, lots of stuff at stake. You know, people say it's just tennis or whatever, but people, you know, this very competitive niche of college athletics, and coaches want to win. You know, there's the pressure of winning, and that's sometimes that comes out in the match. But like I said, I have a lot of respect for the coach at Baylor and how he runs his program, and I know that, you know, while we're putting focus on this match, is I know they're going to come in with their guys, and it's going to be a very high-end match, and there's going to be respect from both teams on both sides.
At a staple at most Husker athletic events, and maybe you need to get we need to get our guy out there with the red wig.
Kevin, he comes out all the time.
He comes out all the time.
Oh yeah.
So how many Go Big Red chants are there at tennis matches?
There's, you know, Go Big Red. There's Husker Power. You know, the guys in our team will you just, all you do is just come and listen to the guys in our team. The guys that aren't playing kind of lead the way, and then you just kind of have to jump in with them. That's one of the things that I'm starting to figure out, is sometimes the fans aren't sure quite what to do when they come, but you're allowed to be loud. You're allowed to yell and scream. You're allowed to cheer. You can, you know, we go down to the SEC. We're just down there at Arkansas, and they got the frat boys back there chirping at our guys. They know their girlfriends' names. They know their moms' names. And unlike these other sports, you can sit right behind them and they can hear you. You know, so
like, how's Tiffany doing? I saw her on social media.
Hey, all I'm saying is that it happens to us when we go on the road.
This is what
I know. The fans here are great fans, and that's one of the things that makes Nebraska special.
I know that Husker fans can trash talk with the best fan bases in the country. So if they're not showing up, you're not showing up at tennis matches and giving some heat. Shame on you. We got to fix that as well. From the text line, you said, dumb question, where is Nebraska tennis facility at? The listener has no idea.
Yeah, so it's 2400 North Antelope Valley Parkway. We share the facility with women's soccer. So if you've been to a soccer game, you've literally been to our facility.
Okay.
The entrance is a little wonky there. That's one of the things that we're working on with the athletic department, but it's a quick turn in to the right, and then you park the same, right where you do for soccer. It's all the same. You walk in the same entrance, and you just walk into the indoor tennis center, which is just to the right. So
you play your matches based on seeds and rankings. is that a weekly competition for the 1 spot, 2 spot, 3 spot, 4 spot, 5,
Sure.
et cetera? Or do you is that established now? You're at the point in the season where you kind of know who's who?
No. I would say for us at the top of the lineup, we pretty much know who our number 1 and our number 2 players are. But after that, I think we have guys that can play at 3, and we have guys, 3 through about 8 right now. We have all of them can contribute and play in singles. And what's unique about this team, and I've never had this experience ever on a team before, is we have 9 guys on our team, and all 9 guys have already contributed to our team. And if I need guy number 9 to come in and play doubles, I trust them to do that. So usually you have 6 or 7, maybe 8 guys on your team that you feel like that. And this year, for the first time as a coach, as any side, volunteer, assistant, or head coach, I feel like we have 9 guys that I trust that we can come in and contribute to our team. So
what's your philosophy on that? That do you want your 6 best doubles players playing, or do you want your 6 best players?
Yeah. So I think it's each person is different. At the end of the day, tennis is still tennis, and you need your best players out there.
Mm-hmm.
But there's also opportunities for a guy that's very good at doubles to find his little niche there to come in and play doubles too. So I think there's a balance, and I think over the course of the year, you start to learn more about your team and figure it out. And you're like, hey, I think we need to look at this guy. Maybe this guy needs to work on this, or it's an evolving thing. But some coaches say put your 6 best players out there and play. It's doubles points worth 1 point. You can't win or lose a match with 1 point. And I'm like, hey, doubles points sets the momentum for the whole match. It doesn't even matter if you win it, but how you win it or how you lose it, that sets the tone for the rest of the match.
Isn't that part of the deal, is that you get to see players, how they're playing, what shots they're good at handling, even in short form, even half a court.
Yep.
It's still, you can see big service day for number 2. 4 likes to slice the serve.
Oh, yeah.
So there's eyes on the doubles, and it plays out.
For sure. You pick up, as a coach, you're constantly looking for little things to nitpick at. You look at your guys as well as the other team. You're like, hey, you got a guy that's a little bit nervous or tight. Hey, you gotta relax, man. Just focus on what we do every day at practice, and then you look across the net and you try and pick up on cues. We do a bunch of, we try and watch as much film as we can. We exchange notes with other teams that have played other programs. So we don't go into the match naive at all. We know pretty well, how these other guys are going to play, and other teams do the same thing with us because they all want to win. But yeah, sometimes you get the notes and you see the film and you have your player and they're doing everything they say and it's not working. So you got to be able to adapt and adjust, on the fly. And that, those are things that we practice all the time. We practice adjusting, doing different things at practice. They have to get used to doing that, because if we ask them to do it in the match and they haven't done that, that's a big ask. So
there's so much, like I said, I led with the disclaimer that there's no way I can get to all the stuff I want to get to.
Oh yeah.
Because the game, the college game as it was 5 years ago is not college tennis what it is right now. And with the transfer portal and NIL, there are spaces that we need to get into to kind of figure out, 1, how it affects Nebraska tennis, 2, how fans can be involved, booster support, social media engagement, and all those things. Coach, there's lots to talk about. So
much.
We'll throw it to break. When we come back, we'll talk about the roster. I want to hear about players 1 and 2 and some of these players from around the world, and then we'll set it up there against Baylor Friday night at the Dillon Tennis Center. We will talk about that, DP. Coach Kobelt here on The Ticket.
Watch live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. You're listening to One on One with DP on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Garage doors can break down or quit working at the worst times. At Doors Plus, they understand that a broken garage sometimes means repair and not replace. Sometimes, all you need to make your door like new again is a few bolts, realignment, or even a new balance. Trust the pros at Doors Plus to handle your garage door repair the right way so you can get on with your busy schedule. Visit them online at DoorsPlusLLC.com or give them a call at 402-590-5800.
Hello, this is Mary Pat Waite. I've had the privilege of working with Lincoln families as their realtor for more than 31 years, and I'm so proud to be associated with MP Dodge Real Estate. For me, your transaction is unique in its own way. My experience allows me to bring you trusted care and a really great outcome. My NP Dodge family shares the same client focus.
Expand your career with NP Dodge. Call Eric at 402-434-2222.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today. Chance of freezing drizzle throughout the day. Otherwise, cloudy skies. National high near 34. Tonight, decreasing clouds with a low around 23. And tomorrow, we'll see mostly sunny skies and a light breeze. The high near 45. Meteorologist Kyle Buck for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait. Apply now.
This is Bill Mitchner, Executive Director of Lincoln Lighthouse. Did you know Lighthouse provides multiple programs for students such as one-on-one tutoring and mentoring, as well as pro-social skill exercises, while providing them a nourishing meal and a safe space during all months of the year, even during school breaks. Learn more or contribute to Lighthouse at lincolnlighthouse.org today.
Advanced Medical Imaging is the largest radiology group in Nebraska, located in Lincoln at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard. At Advanced Medical Imaging, they utilize state-of-the-art technology and blend it together with their compassionate, skilled team to guide you through every step. Whether it's an MRI, CT scan, or X-ray, their precise diagnostics help your doctor deliver the best care plan for you. Choose clarity and comfort in your life by choosing Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard and online at amimaging.com.
Electrical Enterprises in Roca remind you, the men and women of our military dedicate themselves to serving our country. Their commitment and courage keep our country safe and strong. Let us honor those who have lost their lives in the line of duty and salute those who serve today. This from Electrical Enterprises in Roca. For all your residential and commercial electrical construction needs, call 402-438-5822. Proudly saluting our troops and veterans now and all year long.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Infrastructure, a veteran-owned local company proudly serving Lincoln, Lancaster County, and the surrounding areas. Bauer provides quality work at an affordable price, and they're growing rapidly. If you want to experience a career with a fast-paced, family-friendly environment, visit BauerInfrastructure.com. They have top-of-the-line benefits, year-round work, even through the winter. Bauer, usher in the new era of infrastructure to an area near you. And as always, go Big Red!
Outside is where winter adventure unfolds. On frozen lakes, icy landscapes, and snow-covered slopes. Feeling the cold air rush by as you race downhill. The freedom of gliding with ease and the warmth of being together. From epic sled rides to the fun of ice fishing, it's all right here beneath Nebraska skies. Start your winter adventure at yournebraskaparks.com. Sponsored by Nebraska Game and Parks, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Associations and this station.
Stop asking your friends if they're hosting a party this Sunday and come for the real party instead. Join 93.7 The Ticket for the big game at Wings and Rings at 68th and O this Sunday and walk away with great prizes just for showing up. Why worry about making a great spread of food for the game at your house when you can enjoy all the great wings and more at Wings and Rings? It's the big game party with 93.7 The Ticket at Wings and Rings this Sunday at 68th and O.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Cobble Chevrolet GMC, and we wanted to give a special shout out to all of our great customers, thanking you all for a record-setting year in 2024. Now let's get the new year rolling with some big savings. Right now at Cobble, we have some of the biggest discounts in the area with over $12,000 off list price or 0% APR on select new models. So stop on in the dealership or hit us up online at cobblecars.com to get true low country overhead in action. $12,000 off list or 0% APR right now at Cobble. So please stop on in or visit us at cobblecars.com. You'll be glad you did.
You're listening to One-on-One with DP Sponsored by Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
I can't explain it to y'all enough that the importance of having the program leaders come in and break down some of the glass ceiling of information of how business is being done, what the process, what the psychology is, what the thinking behind it. And I'm so grateful for Coach Kobelt for coming in and giving enlightenment because, man, top of my head, it gets blown up. I wish I could share all the stuff that's being said off air, but we can get to that over the course of the year, right? That I want to give you an open pass to come down here. Look, if you want to come down and talk hoops, you want to come down and talk football, you want to come down anytime, come on down. You don't need it. You don't need an excuse.
Let's do it, baby. Let's do it. This is fun. I'm having a blast.
Right. Like you want to bring your number 1 player, bring them. You want to bring your number 7 player. You want to bring your sister. Come down. As a matter of fact, I want to invite, like when your family comes in, coffee and muffins on the tickets. Just come down this weekend, right?
No more.
Come down and do the thing. Peter Kobelt, head coach, Nebraska tennis. And again, we're trying to ask people to go down and support this program. Go down to the tennis center Friday night, 6:00 against Baylor. And we're looking for hundreds of fans. I know y'all are busy. You're not that busy. You're not that busy. And Husker Nation likes to say they show up. So here's an opportunity and a challenge to show up. Tickets are free. Family event, family friendly, right? Concession stands are open.
Yes. Also, we're giving away a 43-inch. There'll be a raffle for a 43-inch screen TV. We're giving away 1 free lesson with me, and Fanatics will also be there, so you can purchase Nebraska tennis gear. I know that it's not widely available to find Nebraska tennis gear. So if you're looking for a tennis shirt, a specific tennis shirt, you can get it on Friday night.
Okay. See, Coach, that TV thing will get people with it. Here's what I know. I know that to be true. And then the free lesson. I mean, I think that's important for folks to be able to, you can bring your young one there, a high school tennis player in the state. And we were talking off air. What needs to happen? You talk about facility and making your facility open to Nebraska high school tennis players. Do you do camps throughout the course of the year so Nebraska high school students, middle school students can come and learn from you?
Yes, sir. We do. We just started last year. We ran 2 camps at the end of June, and it was the end of June last year. We're doing it the same way this year. We just finished the contract with Wilson, that they're a partner when we do these camps. It's live on the Wilson Tennis Camps website, and we're working on bringing that link over to the Huskers.com webpage. So all you have to do is go to the men's or the women's page, and you can click on the camps just like you can with some other sports here, and then you can sign up just from the link on our website. So we're trying to make it as easy as we can.
And if you want, and if you need, if you can get that link to us, we'll put it on the ticket website as well, so folks can have 100%. Access to it. Let's talk about your best player, current number 1 for Husker tennis. Who is it, and where are they from?
Yep. Right now, the guy playing number 1 is Calvin Mueller. He's from Frankfurt, Germany. He's a senior. He's a very talented and a very you watch him play tennis and you're like, whoa, like he can play. So his biggest hurdle, and we've worked on it big time, is just being there all the time and being locked in all the time, because his tennis, when he's locked in, it's like that guy can beat anybody. He can play with anybody in the entire country, and that's what we're going to need from him. You know, when you're at that number 1 line, doesn't matter if you're playing Drake or if you're playing Ohio State, but that guy's good. So you gotta, it's tough up there at the top. You're playing teams that you're supposed to win, and you're constantly playing great players. So Calvin's right there up there for now, and then also our number 2 player who's right there neck and neck with him, Anton Shep from New Zealand. He's a tough boy. His dad's a professional kickboxer, kickboxing coach, and you come to the match. He's got he's a strong boy. You can see he's tough, and he's a tough SOB. He's gonna fight. And
what's his last name?
Shep. He's and his tennis is getting better and better each week. But he's one of those guys that we know when we rely on. He's gonna come up and show up, and he's gonna, when there's a big crowd, like, that's when he's at his best. So
that is so funny that we talked about a little trash talk going on.
Yeah.
And imagine just making the mistake of trash talking Shep and Dad.
Sometimes I gotta watch how I coached around them too. I'm like, hey man, you know, I'm taller than you. Don't come over here, dude. But those guys work hard. Look, our guys work really hard. They're in the gym. You know, we have a short week. They get Monday off. They come in. They're in the gym Tuesday. In the gym Wednesday. We prepare Thursday for the match, and then boom, Friday we have a match. Sometimes we have another match on Sunday. Sometimes we have another match on Saturday. It's a lot of work. We ask a lot from our guys, and they really care and love Nebraska. They understand the position that they're in. They understand all the resources that they have, and it takes some time. They come from all over the world, and they don't really know what Nebraska is when we get here. When they get here, but after that first year, they're like, wow, like this is a really special place. So,
Coach, it's an absolute pleasure to actually sit face to face, get this thing rolling.
I'm having a blast. You can't kick me out after an hour. I'm staying.
I told you it's an open door. It's an open door. Again, head coach for Husker tennis, Peter Kobelt, and let them know how to reach you, because I think there are folks that would be interested in what you're doing and the training and the practices and all those things, and then to come down Friday night, 6:00 against Baylor.
Sure. Well, I don't know if I should throw my phone number out.
Nah, let's not do that, but we can send them to the website.
Yeah, if you want to, you can go to the website. You can email me anytime, peter.kobelt@huskers.com. I'm good with my email. I send out a monthly email each week to the people that I have their emails, just to give an update on the team and everything that we're doing, try and get people more excited about the programs and just tennis in general. But yeah, feel free to reach out. I'll email back. There's limitations on everything that we can do with people coming in and out of the facilities. We're working on that piece. But yeah, anyway, if there's someone that wants to get involved with the program, or they want to find out more about tennis, or if they want to meet one of the guys in the team, like, feel free to reach out, and we'll comply with all the rules, but we'll try and open up our program to as many of you as possible.
Coach, you're a great ambassador for this thing. I'm looking forward to everything forward and up for Husker tennis. Thank you for doing this today.
Let's go. Thanks for having me, guys.
We'll see you Friday, 6:00 down at the Tennis Center against Baylor. Show up, show out. Husker Nation, do what you do. I'm DP. Don't go anywhere. The All-American Steve Taylor. QB, coming up. He's going to talk a little trash for the next hour, take you up to 1:00.
Have you heard about Advanced Medical Imaging Surgery Center? Located at 7555 Pioneers Boulevard, Advanced Medical Imaging Surgery Center offers compassionate, patient-focused care and provides outpatient surgery services, making it possible to have non-emergency surgery and return home the same day. Advanced Medical Imaging Surgery